Okay, so I think this is about where we left off last time. Few differences. As you can tell now, I am a woman, clearly. Um, Reason for that being, I have created a new game. Mostly because, yeah, I couldn't stop playing the last one, so I kind of just kept going with it. Okay, that hurt. That was unacceptable. I kind of just kept going, got too into it, and totally forgot to record any of it. So that's my bad. You know, my B. With that said, I do have quite the better understanding of the game now, though. So hopefully there will be a little less death. At least, that's my goal. Ah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am still gonna die. Have no doubts about that. It is still 100% gonna happen. Mainly because, death in this game is, oddly enough, how you progress. Like, there are not enough guys in this game to give you the resources you need without dying. Like, you have to die in order to move forward. It's interesting idea, I know, may sound a little crazy, especially if you're not familiar with any of these kinds of games. But that is how it is, and you will definitely see that. Especially a little, actually might see it fairly soon. Though the one thing with that, you may not necessarily have to die, because every time you visit a medbay thing, all of the enemies respawn. Every single enemy respawns. So you could just visit a medbay, let them all respawn, and then boom, just go right back at it. It is one of the ways around it. However, dying is gonna happen. That's just the nature of the beast. That, ow, okay, that hurt. And gimme. However, I hope as you can see, I am slightly more proficient at this crap now. Whereas last time, this took a lot. I died a lot. So with these guys all beaten right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run back to the med bay, which, as I just said, will respawn all of them. However, what we can do at the med bay is we can bank our tech scrap. Banked tech scrap does not disappear if you die. Whereas everything you're holding on your person, everything that's not banked, you will drop upon death and have to go retrieve. What we can do, now that we're also at a med bay, is we can craft ourselves a bit of gear. Like some scavenger arm gear for basically power armor. We can upgrade our weapons. The one I'm using right now is actually, I've already upgraded to Mark II. And we're just going to hold on to it for right now because it has the highest damage. I'm not horrible at it, so we're just going to hang on to that. And we're also going to give ourselves a leg piece here. So what we can do is we can go and equip both of these arms, but I think, no, we actually cannot even equip both of those. So I'm going to unequip this automatic injector charger, because once you get used to using the injectors, you won't really need this. So I'm going to go ahead and unequip that, which frees up some power in the center of the bottom left, our power gear bar there. And that frees up plenty of space for me to equip this other arm. And nope, not quite the leg. Leg takes 3. We only have 2 available, so I can't use the leg piece yet. I'll just get the stars off of those. Okay. But now we have a little bit more gear here. And as you can see, these enemies have just respawned. So I need leg gear, so I'm going to target the leg. Because going after the pieces you already have just gives you the resources you need to build them. And so this should give me, I think, a leg piece, some piece for the leg gear. Yeah, leg gear pneumatics. Now, the first time that I take the leg, if it's a new gear piece that I haven't seen before, if I take it, it will give me the schematic for the new piece. Come at me, bro. Come on. There you go. But since I already have the schematic for it, it just gives me the equipment I need to build it, which is awesome. Okay, okay, you're gonna hit me? That's fine. I'll just take your leg. You wanna hit me? That's fine. I'll just take your body parts. I have no qualms with that. So right now, killing also gives you tech scrap, which is so immensely useful. Ooh, a revenge enemy. From what I understand, revenge enemies have killed a player on the server, which basically just another player died at them, and occasionally it'll open it up as a revenge enemy. They're a little tougher, not by a whole lot, as you can tell. Ooh, now I got two of you. Alright. But they are a little tougher, though if and when you kill them, you get a lot more gear for it. Ooh, okay, okay. I'm gonna switch to you. You are the higher threat here. Oh, okay. Charge. Hold up, hold up. Master server could not be reached. That's fine, just disconnected. Charge, use, and... Luckily, that other guy is slow with his attacks. But if you get them both lined up, you can hit them both at the same time. So I'm gonna take your leg. Oh, and then just pop you once to kill you, apparently, because you are so close to being dead. Alright, so we're gonna heal and then charge up that last one again. The injectable you start with is possibly one of the most useful things I've found so far. Metavoltaic injection. What you do is, when you have a battery charged up, you hold B, and it puts a charge, it takes... My brain is going so much faster than my words are right now. When you have a battery charge up, hold B, and it'll put that charge into the injectable, at which point it charges up. The starting version only has room for 2 charges, as you can see right now, the little 2 next to it. When your health drops a little bit, you can hit B, and it'll consume one of those charges to heal you up. And you can do that in combat, and as soon as you have another battery saved up, you can just hold B at any time to put that into another charge. I'm going to bank all this tech scrap, and we're going to level up to give us 12 core power, and we're going to put these 2 points again into stamina. For me, stamina is hugely important, way more important than health or battery efficiency, mainly because all of your attacks, and as well as your defenses, your evade, all of that uses stamina. And it goes down very, very quickly. However, with that 1 level up, we do have enough core power now for 1 of these legs. So we're going to take that, and we're going to go right back out here and continue beating on these guys for a bit more scrap. I don't have the chest piece, so I'm going to target the body right now. And which also is one of my favorite finishers, because it just straight up cuts them in half. Like, how cool is that? Like so. Wow! And from there, we get the blueprints, the schematic, for the scavenger's body gear. We are now only missing 1 schematic from the scavenger set, and that is the headpiece, which I don't see any of these guys have. You'll see it when you're selecting. The head will be pretty much the geared body parts are yellow as opposed to blue. Blue is unarmored. Whew. So you always want to try to strike the yellow parts to, at the very least, just get some components to build gear when you Because the components are good to build the first edition of all gear sets. You just have a leg, so I'm going to take your leg. And wham. And that is about as long as that should take. And you really have nothing, so I guess I'll just take the weapon components from you. Slash. Oh, man. Finishers in this game are brutal and beautiful, and I love them all. Alright, so that guy down there is super tough. Once you beat him, he is gone, though. That one does not respawn. I'm assuming, basically, he's just there to give you that weapon. Okay. Yeah, let's see. So I'm going to heal up right there. Recharge it. Heal again. And finishing strikes like that take 1 battery power. So be mindful of that. If I had used that last battery to charge it, I would not have had it available to finish. And I really do not want to face this guy. It's a dual-wielded weapon for him, but as soon as we get it, it is a one heavy weapon that splits into the second one during special attacks. But right now, I really do not want to face him until I have a full gear set. Mostly because he will murder your face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over here and take the flamer. Oh, okay. Off of this guy. Why don't you throw a Molotov at me? Ow, fire. That hurts. It's hot. Hot, 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 hot. Heal up, heal up, heal up. Okay. Yep, that could have been bad. Could have been real bad. Almost died. Alright. But we're good. Up there is a nightmare. But right here is a little sneak way back to the med bay. Yep. I don't know why I can't remember the word bay. It's a med station, med kit, med pack, med bay. It's a med bay. The word bay is clearly confusing me a great deal. Alright, we're gonna build the scavenger's body gear, and from there we can upgrade pretty much any of these weapons. We could also upgrade these gear pieces if we had the Mark II materials, but we do not. We basically right now are only acquiring Mark I materials, which is just for base construction. And the Nightfall arm gear, I'm not even going to bother building that right now. We will later, but as for right now, that is not a huge part of what I need. It's a great piece, don't get me wrong, but the battery usage is ridiculously high for our current loadout. Since we only have 12 core power, that one takes 5, so not immensely useful. And see, this is kind of where a little bit of a grind comes in, because right now all I'm doing is I'm just getting tech scrap and building materials. The important part of that is the tech scrap, because that is what allows me to upgrade my exosuit. There we go. The tech scrap is what allows me to upgrade my exosuit, which will allow me to have more core power, which in turn allows me to equip more pieces, more advanced pieces, more powerful pieces. I'm also hoping one of these guys has a leg piece, but is not looking like it's going to be that way, but that is fine. Ouch. I'm going to charge up both of those. One thing is, do not underestimate the charge attack. It generates a ridiculous amount of energy, as well as a pretty substantial portion of damage, if you can actually pull it off. Some of these guys attack with so much haste you can't. Ow. Didn't sneak up on him right that time. That's alright. Most of the time, if you hit him with a charge attack while they're... Ooh, almost died. Alright, yeah. Do not ever do that. I took my eyes off of my health bar, and I almost paid for it dearly. Literally, with my life. But as I said, death is... it's going to happen. Blocking is also a great thing to familiarize yourself with. With some situations, whereas a light versus heavy weapon, if you have the light, you will don't try to block, try to dodge. That is my advice to you. Like that guy blocking him, well, since he uses it's a special case. But if you're facing a guy with a heavy weapon and you have a light one, I would strongly recommend just trying to evade, as dodging gets a little tricky. Oh, there you are. Ooh, and you have the headpiece I need. That is wonderful. Alright, you're gonna start off by just beating me in the ass. Alright, that's fine. Ooh. So that's usually how I do it. Wait for my stamina bar to go up, come in, hit them twice, dodge out, evade out of the way before they get a chance to respond like that. And your head, please. Thank you. And that should give us auxiliary core, which is even better than what I wanted. But there's the schematic right there. Now, we're going to move a lot pretty quickly here. Set bonus. Set bonuses are why I do my best to gather the schematics for a full set, and then try to equip said full set. However, if you remember, we were short on core power, right? That is where the new implant we just got comes in. So we are going to bank our tech scrap real quick, and we are going to go over here, and we are going to craft the headpiece, because that is the last piece we need. What is very nice is, as a row, they will put the gear sets. So this whole row right here is all the Scavenger's gear set. This whole row right here is going to be the Aid Nightfall gear set. The arm, the leg, the head, and the chest piece. As we get the schematics for them, it'll fill them in, but the gear sets are just ordered by row, and that is extremely useful for seeing if you're missing one, or seeing if you don't have one. As all of these are green, we have constructed the entire set. These come up, I want to say, red if you don't have the materials for them, yellow if you have the materials but have not crafted them, or in the case of these two, yellow if you have the materials but you've only crafted one. They go green once you have enough to fully equip. So the chest piece and the head piece, you only need to craft one for it to go green. The arm and the leg, once you craft two, they go green and prevent you from crafting more, being as it's already crafted. Over here, nothing, we're not doing anything here, but what we are going to do is go to our implants, because we got a auxiliary core booster. Given we unequip this, we have the spot right here. When we equip this, it'll give us +5 to our core power. And that is exactly what we want, because that means we can equip this other leg as well as the headpiece, and that takes us to 17. The only thing we do not have the room for, which we need 3 core power, is the chest piece. Now, as you can see here, our defense is 47 and our damage is 90. Damage is directly based off the weapon. That's pretty much it. Defense is the cumulative defense score of all of your gear. Now, those little resistances on the bottom below the defense are fire, electric, radiation, and nanite. And those are your specific, and nano, whatever. Those are your specific resistances to that type of attack. So far, I found the electro resistance is the most useful, as that is the first kind of weapon that will be used against you. We're going to go ahead and level up once, because we have the power to. We're going to put that into stamina. I get my stamina up to 10, and then I put my health up to 5, and then my battery efficiency up to 5, and then health to 15, stamina to 15, health to 10, battery efficiency to 10, and so forth. I keep the other two roughly, excuse me, roughly 5 points behind where my stamina is. So it's still kind of an even acceleration growth-wise. However, stamina always stays above, as to me, that is most important. And for right now, we are just going to go get 2 more level ups so we can get to that, and then we will have, we will be able to equip our chest piece. At which point, we will face the guy across the bridge. And I know you guys have already seen me kill these guys like 3 or 4 times, so I will probably just cut all of this grinding out. Because really, who'd have thought this kind of a slasher game would have a grind to it? It's kind of neat. But it's not really much of a boring grind, as you're constantly, like, hacking people in half. It's kind of a fun grind, if there is such a thing. Alright, calm down. And right in twain. Oh yes, this will, I don't know. I don't even know if you're seeing this. I don't know what I've decided to do yet. You might be, in which case I hope you're enjoying the carnage. And this is also exactly why we have the, oh god. Ow. And we got that guy coming up right behind me. I hear him, so we're gonna dash over here, heal up before he gets too much closer. And he's got a right arm. Pick these up and block you. I don't have the health to try to block right now, so we're just gonna try to take him on. Though note how this guy just has the one arm piece for the exosuit, and how much he's struggling to move that weapon around. However, over here, the chick with the full gear set is just walking around with it like it ain't shit. Because with an exosuit, or a power armor, or whatever the hell you want to call it, it ain't shit to carry stuff like that around. Damn! And at some point, we're going to carry around stuff much bigger than that. And still, it ain't gonna be shit. It ain't gonna be shit. This guy, I want your headpiece. Because it looks dope. The trick to blocking is you have to figure out how long the attacks take. And that headpiece just rolled right off the edge, so that's no use to me at all. It's down there. Lovely. Frickin' lovely. You have to learn how long each attack takes. Because you have, for it to be successful, you have to block it right before impact. It sounds easy, but if you go to block as soon as the icon pops up, you're gonna miss and you're gonna fail. So some attacks take longer than others. You have to watch it a couple times, time out the impact time, and block right before it. About half a second right before, and it'll successfully block, stagger, and open for a counter. Alright, now we have our 2 level ups done. So we are going to go ahead and equip this chest piece now, and which will give us our full set bonus. And to view that, just in here, you could go to construct. That's the easiest way I've found to look at it, or upgrade. But our full set bonus, performing a finishing sequence, restores health, and after performing a backstab, damage is increased for a very short time for the partial. But we have the full set, so now we are ready to rock. We are going to go take out that guy across the bridge, and that is probably going to end this episode. More or less, this is kind of a recap, pretty much what I did last time, just with our new character here starting over, and I promise not to skip ahead on this with this character this time. That was my bad. This game's just too much fun. I couldn't put it down. I should have recorded it, but I didn't because I'm a horrible person. And so pretty much, yeah. Oh, wow. Finishing restores a little bit of health. Ninja. Oh wow, it took me all the way to max. That's a decent amount of health. Almost a quarter from where I was at? Okay. So we're gonna walk up slowly on this guy. And this is the backstab right there. Opens up to a little brief bonus damage. Woo! Go ahead and just take your arm. Important note, while you are doing the finishers, they cannot hurt you with attacks. While you are performing the finishers. So always remember that if one is ready for a finisher and you have one coming in for attack, activate the finisher, and the one coming in for the attack will not harm you. You are invulnerable while performing finishers. Alright, so let's take this guy on. I'm glad I have 2 charges in that because he is gonna... As you can see, the 2 next to him, he is a level 2. And those rapid swings, I actually want to target the right arm so I get that weapon. And his volley of attacks are why you want to keep a bit of distance. If you can counter them, that's great. If not, just keep a little bit of distance and charge up. Because that volley is extremely dangerous. But if you can block like that, it'll open him up for a counter. Back, let him finish, and then we go in for the finisher. And taking that right arm gives us his Vulture schematic, which is, I believe, a level 2 piece of gear. But when you craft it, it's always going to craft at a level 1 or a Mark 1, whatever. Also gives us the Bootleg Split Cleaver, which is his weapon. Now, where it gives you the info for the weapons, it'll tell you MG Jackknife Pro right underneath the title. Single rigged, spear, heavy duty is essentially the class. What I have right now, these are twin rigged, one-handed. The important note about what we just got from his is double duty. The rest are fairly simple. Single rigged, one-handed, spear, it's a spear. It's heavy duty, heavy weapon. One-handed, twin-rigged, two-handed. Yeah, twin-rigged, pretty much two-handed, one single-rigged, one arm, whatever. Now, double duty, we'll equip it. As you can see, it's one massive heavy weapon. However, with certain attacks, it splits apart into a double weapon. Now, it is an excellent weapon with a very high amount of damage, especially for the beginning, being 93. Our other is a 90. I'm still going to equip that. I don't know why that's favorited. Because that double duty uses a very large amount of stamina. And being our level right now, we really don't have the stamina to be wasting. If you want to give it a shot, by all means, go ahead. I also forgot to assign these. We're going to move this up to 10. I'm going to bank that tech scrap. Now, as you saw, he had that 2 next to his title, his health bar. That means he is a Mark II enemy. Or level 2, however the hell you want to say it. Pretty much from him, that is how you get the Mark II upgrade materials. Level 2 enemies, pretty much, he had the Vulture set, I believe. So once you get the schematics, then you start cutting off those same pieces, he will begin to give you Mark II materials for whichever piece you cut off. As we now have the Vulture arm gear, which we got from him, and this down here is the Vulture set. Personally, I am going to try to get the Vulture set and equip it probably in the next episode. That's going to be my main focus, because the set bonus for the Vulture set is no battery cost for performing finishing sequences. And that is so useful, especially when you could be using your batteries to charge up your injectable to heal. Plus, the partial set bonus increases the amount of tech scrap gained by killing enemies, and that is also extraordinarily useful, because every enemy you kill gives you tech scrap. Level 1, as you can imagine, the harder the enemy, the higher their level, the more tech scrap you get. I believe from pretty much all of these guys we get about 600-700. From the level 2 enemy we got, I want to say, 200 to 300 just for him. So It goes up once you start taking out level 3s, level 4s. It only takes a few enemies for you to be over 1,000 tech scrap, which is awesome because the upgrades at that point also take so much more tech scrap. But that is it for our episode right here. Zorak47, check me out, Facebook, Twitter. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will not be moving ahead with this one unless I'm recording. But it's nice, I actually kind of know what's going on now, how to play the game. And I feel like it's more fun if I don't totally suck. Don't get me wrong, I'm no expert by any means, but I'm not horrible anymore. That's all I was really looking for. But I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.